Audio, living my best life shirt on. So I'm reading this article, right? I'm reading this article, and wish I can log off. What you don't understand about tax refunds could cost you. So I know you see the glare on the screen on all my platforms. What you don't know about tax refunds could cost you. So this is on CNBC. This is on CNBC, and the article states that if you're one of the roughly 96 million Americans expecting a tax refund in early 2020, there's a good chance that you don't understand how they work. Now, whenever I talk to my tax professionals and consultants, they always have this saying or this belief that people totally abuse their credit. That's better, YouTube. So they always come to me and tell me that people abuse their credit, and I'm like, I really don't understand where their perception comes from because I think people abuse their tax returns, right? I live in Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. And in the education system, we have meetings. And one of the things that's common, no matter what the income level, no matter what the poverty level, right? That people with low income, no matter what their poverty level, always going to share common things is they're going to have at least 2 or 3 televisions in their home or more. Flat screen, plasma TVs. I don't care what the poverty level, I don't care. You can go into the poorest parts of Mississippi, you can go into the delta parts of Mississippi. There's something common because in public education, you often have to visit home and visit parents and things of that nature. And so I never quite understood why during income tax return time, there still is a hot item to purchase bigger, better televisions, even though Christmas has just come. And they never pay off bad debt. I believe in bad debts and good debts. People that average 8,000, 10,000, 6,000 return. And definitely they never acquire assets with their income tax return. So assets are things that make you money, liability, things that take money away from you. And so I often ask these tax professionals, why are you so abusive about the credit repair industry and what people do with their credit, but you're not teaching people how to invest and becoming better investors with their income tax return, right? And so let's go over this. About half of taxpayers realize that refunds reflect money, right? Out of the 96 million, 50% of 96 million people realize that refunds reflect money they already paid to the IRS. So 50% of Americans out of 96 million understand that a refund means to return, to repeat, give back money that you already paid to the IRS, right? In a survey conducted by Financial Services from Credit Karma, also, of the remaining respondents say refunds are payments from the government rather than reimbursements from overpaying. So when it says reimbursements from overpaying, what it means is what I went over last night. If you do not know how to fill out your W-4 and you do not throughout the year know how to correctly fill out your W-4 to where it calculates to your income, that 6.2%, the highest percentage of taxes that come out of your paycheck, you can be overpaying to the IRS if you are an employee, if you do not have that financial education. So on my examples, if you have a $30,000 a year gross income 6.2% is $1,806. If you have $150,000 gross income, 6.2% is $9,100. Right? 9,000. That's over $600 a month of overpayment. If you have an income, for example, of $50,000, 6.2% of that is $3,100 a year. And if you have an income, this was an example of one of my clients out of Florida, and we know Florida does not have the state tax of 1.5% out of their paycheck. But this client was paying $54,000 a year in taxes that did not include their state taxes. And so those findings highlight a lack of knowledge and missed opportunity to shape your tax income. Listen to that closely. This knowledge from this survey highlights an opportunity, a missed opportunity to shape your tax income, right? And missed knowledge and missed opportunity. For most people, a refund means they are giving the government, listen to this, an interest-free loan throughout the year. Why aren't your tax professionals teaching you this? An interest-free loan throughout the year. More than half, 50% out of 96 million of Americans told the company, according to the survey, that they would rather, however, get a tax refund than get more money in their paychecks. Now, this was mind-boggling to me, because if you might rather get a tax refund and more money out of your paycheck. Most people are filing bankruptcy because they're short $200 to $500 a month. Most people are using credit cards because they're short $200 to $500 a month. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck because they are short $200 to $500 every month. But these people say they'll rather get a tax refund than more money out their paycheck, and this is why. The average tax refund in 2018 was $2,725, a sizable chunk of money for most workers. Credit Karma found that tax refund represents the biggest paycheck of the year for 44% of people that was pooled in this survey. Tax refunds, the miseducation. Tax refund offer people a chance to catch up on bills, to buy something special, take a vacation, or to pay down debt, right? That $2,725 spread across 24 bi-monthly paycheck is about $113 in additional income, which may be more enticing than a lump sum. So let me replay this video for you. But it goes on to say, relying on the IRS for your emergency fund is not as enticing as it sounds, because they do not pay interest on the refund. That means you get 0% interest on this money you give away out of your paycheck. If you instead had socked that money away into a high interest savings account that at least pays 2%. But even at this, what about the insufficient funds fees that you get? What about the interest rates that you get when you charge credit cards because you lacking $200 to $500 out of your paycheck? What about all of those fees you pay out the year because you don't want to learn how to correctly adjust your W-4? So let me see if this video will play. And we're going to listen to this that comes with the article.
In taxes annually. But there is one question that remains.
What is y'all doing with my money? I want to know. I want receipts.
That's right, Cardi. We have the facts. The federal government collects taxes to finance public services, with policymakers and citizens weighing key decisions about revenue revenues and expenditures. In 2018, the feds collected $3.3 trillion and spent $4.22 trillion, excluding the $107.4 billion that some government programs raised. So, where does it all go? Well, the bulk of it goes towards defense, Social Security, and a slew of other major health programs, and of course, paying off interest on national debt.
All right, let me stop. Let me pause this video. Now, it just said most of these go to Social Security and Medicare. If most of this tax money is going to Social Security and Medicare, then why is that being taxed out of your paycheck? Why is that being taken out of your paycheck? Through your tax business program, do you send something to me at the end of the year and allow me to file my taxes under the business that's saving me the taxes? No, through the tax is not my program, first of all, Antonio, but that's a good question. It's through a company that you become affiliate with through My Econ. Once you become an affiliate with My Econ, you are a recipient of the business tax deduction because now you have a home-based business. Once you become a member and an affiliate or associate, you get the business kit. With that comes your website, your personal business website, and all of the training material in the back. So Antonio, once you join for $49, you should have looked at that training material, how to correct your W-4. Once you correct your W-4 and you get more money out of your paycheck, now you need to add the business tax deduction that comes with the business. And that means that you keep a small deposit, monthly deposit, to get the business tax deductions from the home-based business of $34.95 a month. Now, once you have those affiliates, you get a download an app. This app, especially, let me see, can I put it up on this old phone? Not sure if I have it on this phone. But an app, once you sign up for the business, keeps all of the receipts of your business transaction. Business transaction like your business mileage you use on your vehicles, your you can't really see it on this phone, but it's called the Cash Flow Manager. It's an app. You store it in the cloud. Some business owners say, well, I have to keep receipts, and and sometimes receipts fade. It's not the best bookkeeping system. And so you record throughout the year. Whenever you travel for business purchases, whether it's your vehicle, whether it's a plane ticket, your utilities in your home, if you use 50% of your home or your apartment for business use, it's over 475 tax breaks. Now, what happens is I usually connect the people that are clients for me from the business to a tax professional so that they can show the tax professional, call him the king of taxes, all of their receipts, all of their recordings, and then he helped them discover what their tax deductions is. I heard an interview by Kim Kiyosaki today that talk about how people overpaying taxes because you have two strategies. The government, I won't say the government because the Federal Reserve is not the government, but the IRS, right? The IRS, and that's why I don't like answering questions because I got off topic, but I'm going to go back to this in the national debt in this video, what they say your tax dollars goes to. And I want to ask you all, have you ever thought about who is America in debt to when we look at the U.S. debt clock? You ever ask yourself who America is in debt to? But Antonio, no problem, Antonio, I'm going to go back. And so what happens is you connect with this tax specialist, a king of taxes is what I call him. He look at the tax deductions through your My Econ. You have to keep the subscription. If you do not keep the subscription or you cancel, you lose the tax deduction because now you're just an employee. You're not an employee and a business owner. Now, I have some people that are business owners already, and they don't have a good bookkeeping system. So what they do is they already have their LLC. They already have their corporation form. They don't have a good bookkeeping system, or, right, their brick and mortar business does not allow them the tax deductions that they get from having the business in their home. So a lot of people, they don't want a home-based business where they have to sell products, or they have to sell or to endorse and prepay for things that they're not using or their customers not using. They want something that people need, and they don't have to have anywhere to store physical products. So they want to also teach financial education. And so you also get a referral, and even your small monthly deposit is a tax deductible. The $34.95 small fee to keep the business tax deductions are tax deductible. So then you train the associates, the people, and you get an affiliate fee. When they join for $49, you get affiliate fee for $49.99 when they join, and for commission is like $25 per person, right? That you invite to the business, and then you get so many people in the business that keeps their 34 subscription, and you get $8 of residual income. But let me go back to this video. That's a good question.
And of course, paying off interest on national debt. 15% or $631 billion is spent on defense and international security.
All right, so it says where do the U.S. taxes go, right? And it talks about paying off national debt. Have you ever asked yourself, who are we in debt to, meaning the United States? We are in debt to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve building is the only building right next to the White House in Washington, D.C. Why are we in debt to the Federal Reserve? Because the Federal Reserve is not a government entity. They print the money. They print the paper dollars to distribute into the marketplace, right, for people to borrow, whether they print the money or they do it by bookkeeping entries, and they create debt. And when people get in debt, negative debt, and what I believe is negative or bad debt, is number one, debt that you use to purchase things that will not make you more money. See, buying things and investing are two different things. When you invest in something, it brings you a greater rate of return back. When you buy something, right, if you want to know if you're investing or buying something, go out and buy something. I tell people all the time, with your credit card, and then wait a week and go out and hold a garage sale or a yard sale for those items you purchased, and see how much money you get for it. And you can determine if that was a good buy or investment, or if it was bad. So the United States is in debt to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, I tell people all the time, you need to check out the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. It will tell you how the J.P. Morgans, the Rockefellers, the Rothschild, they all met in a private island outside of Georgia and formed this Federal Reserve. And so that's where all of your tax dollars is going. Right. And then when presidents like Abraham Lincoln tried to create a greenback and to get off of their system of the rich and the wealthy in America. So you might be asking at the end of at the beginning of this video, I think it had Cardi B asking, why is the streets in New York so trashy? Right. Where's her tax dollar going? It's not going towards that. Let's finish watching.
$$8 billion is paid for Social Security services. 27%, or $1.1 trillion, covers Medicare, Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, and the Affordable Care Act. The rest of the federal tax pie is split up among housing and community, unemployment, and labor, veterans benefits, food and agriculture, education, energy and the environment, international affairs, transportation, scientific research, and of course, running the government.
I want to know what you're doing with my tax money, because I'm from New York and the streets is always dirty. We was voted the dirtiest city in America.
Federal taxes funding picks up more of the big picture needs. It's the state taxes, a smaller pool of money that funds the everyday local needs of citizens, like maintaining buildings, roads, and public transport.
Okay, so state taxes, that 1.5%. In Florida and Texas are states that do not have state taxes, but they have those tolls. And that's where they get their money from. But that's what helps to build maintenance and road maintenance and public transportation. Not your federal, right? So when people thought it was unconstitutional for President Trump to say, that's smart that I don't pay taxes, that is very smart of him because he knows where tax dollars is going. So for people that think I make six figures and it's patriotic of me or constitutional of me to pay taxes, then you don't really understand how taxes work. And if you are getting a tax refund, then you should look at using that money to make investments. Start investing, number one, in your financial education, right? Learn what to do. If you have to tell someone, I have $10,000, what do I do with it? The first thing you probably should do is not tell anyone that you have $10,000 and you don't know what to do, right? That's number one, because people will always give you ideas of where to put your money to better help or benefit them if you have money and don't know how to invest it. So number one, make sure your credit score is over a 720. You don't want to be paying double digits on shell building, process that money. Okay, this is someone Periscope. You don't want to be paying double interest rates on things or automobiles, or not having the better zip code so your kids can attend school, or not having the better jobs because you have a low credit score, or you living in an area that geographically you would like to relocate out of for your family. All of that matters when it comes to your credit. You want to not have a vehicle finance over in double digits, 10, 11, that's too much interest to be taken. You definitely want the lowest interest rate on your mortgage. You want that at 3% or 4%. You definitely, if you are renting, right, you want to be in a better housing complex, or you want to rent, or you may want to be a home buyer one day, right? Then after your credit is at a 720, you have good credit, and you want to position yourself to borrow the bank's money to purchase tangible things that will create cash flow. My philosophy is that in this financial chessboard, credit is queen, because the queen can make many moves on the board. So there's many things you can do with good credit besides buy things. You can also use, or we also use the phrase, leverage business credit, which will not show up, or the debt will not report to your personal credit score, which is great credit to use. And then you can decide if it's an LLC, right, that you want to create, or a corporation, or you may have a passion or a business that you want. Yes, that's right. On Periscope, it's all about the credit game and create for yourself. But until you know a business that you want to create for yourself, the first thing you have to do is to make yourself a business on paper when it comes to your W-4 to get more money out of your paycheck. Right? And then you want the correct tax planning and preparation. You don't want to overpay in taxes. You definitely don't want to owe taxes, right? And you definitely don't want to get a short paycheck throughout the year. So why not get the best of both worlds, get more money out your paycheck, and get additional tax deductions, because that's what the rich and wealthy do. See, all the Federal Reserve does is offer incentives to people who will help build businesses and entrepreneurs. And most people don't understand. Why do you think they don't teach credit in school? Why do you think they don't teach this in school? Credit and taxes is something you're going to use every day in your life. You're going to have to file taxes until you die. It's the old saying that there's two certainties in life, death and taxes. Well, credit is too. Right? Because I don't care if you're trying to get an insurance quote for your vehicles, if you're trying to get the best apartment, or even if you're not even trying to get an apartment, you're just trying to rent a home, you're going to have to use credit. So my question on YouTube, how can I hire you for credit repair? Go to Mr. Gilbert from Chicago. Hello, Chi-Town. Go to www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Yes, Periscope, it requires discipline to use your credit, right? But that discipline should not be the fear or the enemy of wanting to attain good credit. It requires discipline. It really does. But most of all, it requires an education and understanding and strategies as well. Once people know the purpose of the thing then having the discipline to execute it the right way usually is not a problem. It's just like a handgun, for example. You can use it to protect yourself and defend yourself in a good way, or you can use it, right, to do the reversal in a bad way. I say all the time, credit can be your best friend or your worst enemy, right? It could be a good marriage or it can be a destroyed relationship, whichever way you want to look at it. It depends on how you use it. But credit is neither good or bad. It depends on your knowledge, your strategy, and what you use it for. So, hey, I'm signing off. If you have not enrolled in the Entrepreneur and Employee W4 Wealth Training Business Kit, you definitely want to do that. The website is www.moneymindsetmoves.com. myecon.net. Good night, Mr. Curry. I have some credit to do. If you want your credit fix, have double vision for 2020, go to, thank you for the digital love, the red hearts. Go to www.fixmycreditandmycash.com. Go to book online. It's a $50 small deposit consultation fee to get that done. I give you a detailed analysis of what's on your credit report. And people don't think it's such an easy task to fix credit, right? People give you that myth, but at the same time, they'll offer you their services to do it. As I was speaking to the tax consultants today, I told them, I said, I think people have a mentality about credit like they do their taxes. You think I can expedite my taxes. I don't have to wait until I get my W-2. I can use my last of the year paychecks, pay stub, and this company will file my taxes for me, and I can get early tax refund if I pay this company a certain amount. But let me tell you, when filing taxes, it's easy as booking in numbers, right? You providing your deductions, and you're mailing that to one address for one company, one business to look at. When it comes to credit, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, 3 different private businesses. They're not bureaus. They're not federal government-owned businesses either. 3 different ones. I tell people it's like comparing McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, right? One credit agency might delete something off your credit report, and the other 2 will keep it. Neither one of them influences or make a decision for the others, right? They have their own system in their own way. So it's not like a tax refund where you can get a rapid refund check and that credit or tax professional can send it to one address and you get one result. No, it's a 3-headed monster that you have to obtain or you have to fight when it comes to credit, right? And everything is dependent on who they contact, how they contact, if they verify your information, and how their verification methods are done, and if you know the laws and strategies, right? There are three strategies to get anything that's not reporting correctly on your credit report removed. Anything, bankruptcy, charge off, late payments. I have this, I think I print out a lot of paper, but I just printed this out today. It should be my last page. And I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to go 3 strategies. If anything is inaccurate is not reporting accurately, incomplete. Some people don't even know what incomplete means, or unverified. So if you have these templates that say, I don't think this had a client name, that, please verify this account. If that's all that template is asking for verification, then it's not going to help you in the repair process. And I also do reversal. So you know what? This is not a credit. I don't do credit sweep unless you are truly a victim of identity theft. Credit sweep will temporarily, while it's in investigation, remove something from your credit report for 45 days, but removal does not mean deletion. Right? So this was an example of a client that had a K Jewelers charge off. And I'm going to show it on each platform. If you can see, it says account being paid in full, paid monthly, was a charge off. See, you don't, I mean, this has just reversed this client's was a charge-off. Reverse a client's credit that was showing an account was a charge-off to now full credit history that it was a charge-off, and now this client has good payment across the board. Now, what's the difference in getting this account totally deleted versus getting it reversed to show that it was a charge-off but it's not anymore? Well, now your true FICO score, a lot of people say that if you pay off your vehicle early, it'll affect your credit score. No, it will not. It will affect your Vantage score on Credit Karma, not your true FICO score, what the banks use to approve or disapprove you for credit. This is 35% of payment history that this person would have lost had this account would have just been deleted. But I was able to not get it deleted, to keep the 35%, but to get it reversed to show not a charge off, and to keep all of this good payment history from the year of 2016 of October all the way up to date. And that's what you have to know, that what you're getting when you're getting credit expertise services done, right? Deletion is far more easier than reversal. But you have to look how do I want to build and maintain good credit, right? For the life, what do I need to know? What education I need to know to keep this good credit? And once I have it, what are some goals that I should make when I have good credit? Because you can use credit to create more cash flow in your life. Did you all know, for example, there are over 7 million Americans who make under $30,000 a year? Under that gross income. So learn these W-4 wealth strategies. Learn how to keep more out of your paycheck. That's 6.2%. Learn how your W-4 works. Your W-4 is just not a set it and forget it type piece of paper that you only do when you get a new job. You need to, some people's status have changed. Some people are married, filing separate. Some people are single. Some people are head of household. Some people have added children to the family. And so when those status change in your life, your W-4 should change as well, because that affects how much money you bring out of your monthly or weekly paycheck. Hey, I'm the queen of credit here. If you want to sign up for credit for 2020, go to www.fixmycreditandcash.com, book online, get that $50 small investment consultation. Go to moneymindsetmoves.myecon, ECON, that's short for myeconomy.net. Your sponsor will be LD Lifestyle Design Financial Coaching. Sign up to learn your W-4 wealth strategy. Hey, I'm signing off. You all have a great Sunday night.